Hello guys, and we are back with our series of Minecraft the through time. And it's been quite a bit, as you know it hasn't, since my last video, and I decided to make this to show you what version we're playing. Because we are about to upgrade from this version, and this version, if you can't read on the top left, is classic 0.0.14a underscore 08. And this was released on May 28th, 2009. And quite frankly, we already visited all the features of this version, so we are ready to advance to the next version. Let's go. Okay, we are now in version classic 0.0.15a multiplayer test 1. And this was added May 31st, 2009. And, well, since I am in single player and I don't know how to get multiplayer to work in classic mode, we are stuck in classic. We are in classic. But we aren't able to explore multiplayer. And to be honest, it's super glitchy. This is literally, I think, the first multiplayer test of all. But that does not stop our series because there are still added features that I would like to know. These versions will go by quite quickly because I am single player and I don't know how to get multiplayer to work in these early versions. In fact, I'm not even good with multiplayer in general. I'm not very good with coding and scripts, so I apologize for that. But to note, this version added multiplayer, duh, and it apparently changed the plank texture, so let's pull that out. It looks the same to me, so I don't really know if that's true or not. It changed the leaf texture, which, yes, it absolutely does. It looks exactly like the oak bush tree, it looks exactly like the oak bush leaves, except it's more brighter color, because I don't remember them being this bright. They're darker color, newer versions. And it changed the gravel texture, if I could find it, to this. Ooh, this is quite ugly. Ooh. That's what they changed it to? Hopefully that changes soon, because I like the current gravel texture that's like, pre 1.14 gravel texture that's like more flint looking. If that even makes sense, which it probably doesn't. But they got that. And apparently wood also change texture as well. I mean, it looks the same to me as well, but that might just be me. And they changed the sand texture, which this did change. I think it was slightly darker in the last version. Now it's brighter, so texture changes for the better. I mean, they were pretty minuscule or small texture changes, but that's about it. And gravel also only generates underneath the water. So we have that. And this version also added a new shape to the trees, and, well, they look quite familiar, don't they? They look the exact same or nearly the exact same in modern versions. Well, honestly, I like this look. I mean, it gives me nostalgia because I've been playing since my first version I ever played, I think, was 1.3 or 1.4. So I'm quite of an old Minecrafter, but not truly old Minecrafter. Now, when it comes to Pocket Edition, I played since, I think, version 0.4. So we have that. So it looks like we can't find any gravel. I mean, if I press R, it's just going to load me back here. But that's fine. We don't need to find gravel. And apparently, the Steve mob, or the human mob, is less goofy. So if I press this, yeah, it is. The head's not bobbing around. It's still goofy, don't get me wrong. But it's a little more normal. It's still funny to look at and how silly they are. Interesting. But yeah, this is pretty much everything that got added in this version. I could build a structure or something, but to be honest, it's not that special. So I'm going to upgrade right away to the next version. Alright, we are now in version classic 0.016a underscore 02. And this was added June 7th, 2009. So from face value, not much has really changed. And that's true. Not much really happened with single player or just classic. Notch has been just trying to get multiplayer to work, and to be honest, I have no idea how that would even work. So obviously it took him some time, as this version is a whole week from the last version. And I did skip some multiplayer tests, actually a lot of them, because the versions are just not found. A lot of these aren't found. But that doesn't matter, because in the case of this series, nothing really got added. The only thing I could really check out right now is just the chat. They added a new chat feature, But the only thing is, it's kind of not working. No, that's not what I meant to do. So if I press T, you can press T to chat, and I can say, hi, people, smiley face. And once I press enter, the game broke. It's broken. Yeah, that was literally the only thing I could do in this version. That's the only thing that differentiates this version from the last version. So we're going to upgrade because we don't want errors like this. So I'll see you all in the next version. All right, we are now in Classic 0.0.17a. And this was added June 10th, 2009. So 3 days since the last version. And to be honest, this version is probably even more boring than the last version. They removed chat, so I can't chat anymore. So I can't crash the game. I guess Notch didn't want to fix that or whatever. And I have no idea when chat or commands will get re-added. Commands do exist in multiplayer, but not in single player, as you can see. Or I'm just not smart enough to find it. And this version added custom skins, which I wish I could show you, but there's no F5 mode. So you can't see what I am. In fact, I don't even have arms or anything. I'm just aimlessly walking around particle at a height of whatever this is, about roughly 1.6 times the height of whatever this is, which I think is confirmed to be 3 or 1 meter. I'm not sure. I'm not going to make calculations that I don't know the true values from, but that's okay. And they also added more multiplayer stuff, but in the case of single player, nothing got added, so we're just going to upgrade to the next version because there's nothing else for me to explore. Alright, we are now in Classic 0.0.18a_02. So once again, a few versions have been skipped since they are missing. I'm only exploring every single version that I could. I actually only skipped one version, is what I meant to say, and that was that one Ruby Dung version that had a weird aspect ratio. Or it was in full screen, and I couldn't record in full screen in the case of this. But in these versions, I've been going through every single version that I can. And this version added more multiplayer stuff. I believe there's literally absolutely nothing. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing added for this version in case of single player. So once again, we're going to speed run through this. I mean, he doesn't look different. Actually, he's jumping around a little less goofy, I think. So I guess he's slightly more serious. But besides that, still no commands, still nothing. So we're going to upgrade right away. And I forgot to mention this was at June 14th, 2009. And this was, well, apparently there's a weird mouse glitch because now my mouse is inverted for some reason. What did I just do? I must have did something with my mouse. Well, I guess that got added. Well, I hope I could fix that. So we're going to upgrade to the next version. And a few more versions will be skipped. And that's because they were out for such a short time. But it has to do with regarding with textures with glass. So I hope you guys will be excited for next version as I am. I'll see y'all in the next version. Okay, we are now in version Classic 0.0.19a_04. And this was added June 20th, 2009. So about a little under a week from the last version that I played. And as you see here, a lot of things have changed. First things first, I got a hotbar now. And it looks like we're missing some things like cobblestone and sand, which is alright, I guess. They're kind of ugly. I mean, I wish I had cobblestone, but I still have, or I didn't really need sand. But we got stone, I guess. We got a few new blocks. So we have sponges now that we can play around with. And I believe these sponges do absorb up water. So they were added to deal with all the flooding leaks, because, you know, those do exist. And actually, looks like water also got an animation, looks different. So, that also got added. But as you see here, the sponges just soak, well, I don't know why those, well, it attempts to soak up all the water. I guess it's limited for some reason. So that's nice. Now you could save your world from flooding, I guess. And this version also added glass, which is the second see-through item that was added to the game, because the leaves were the first ones. And I quite honestly like this glass texture. I mean, it's been around for the longest time. The only thing I don't like is these are in the way, so you can't really see through the glass. If these two were removed and these ones on the side stayed, I like it a little bit more. But now glass exists, and it fits in. I believe, to this version. This version also added a FPS limitation. As you see here, I am now limited to 100 FPS. Well, if I could even get it, that is. And water and lava are animated. As you saw, water. I'm going to try to find lava to show you the animated texture, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. So I'm going to go try to find some lava real quick. Well, looks like we found some lava, and as you see here, the texture has absolutely changed for lava. And quite honestly, I like this lava texture. It's like a little roasted red texture. It doesn't look quite like modern versions or even old beta versions. It's its unique old version, and it looks quite cool, and I like the animation of it. So that is lava. Now I could spend some time in this. Oh, it looks like sponges do not work on lava. So I could spend some time building a house in this version, but there's only 2 block editions, and there's going to be a noteworthy version coming up pretty soon that I would like to build instead. So we're going to upgrade to the next version real quick. So I'll see y'all in the next version. We are now in version classic 0.0.19a_06. So this was added on the same day as the last version I was in, June 20th, 2009. And, well, this is a version in between another version I would want to show you that adds more features. But there's a noteworthy glitch in this version that I'd like to show you. As you see here, the Steve's head is not working very properly. In fact, it's a quite comical glitch, and I doubt I'll ever see this ever again in Minecraft. Probably, maybe in alpha or in dev, but still, very creative and weird glitch. I accidentally paused the recording instead of spawning more humans. I apologize for that. But we're gonna spawn more, and it's just comical. I mean, that's the only thing noteworthy in this version. I mean, there's no FPS limitation now, which I'm happy about. Now I'm not limited to 100 FPS. Now you can get 148. Just for the recording to compress it down to like 20 FPS. I don't know why the recordings are unsmooth. I tried everything. I'm getting the FPS, so I don't know why it's not showing the FPS. I don't know. My computer's weird. But I'm gonna upgrade to the next version. And this next version is going to be way more interesting than this one. And it will be the last version of today, as I'll spend quite a bit of time exploring the features of it. Okay, we are now in classic 0.0.20a_01. And this version was apparently added on June 20th, 2009. So Notch was really grindy today. Wow, he made a lot of versions. And I did skip one version because it didn't exist. But this version is more stable than our other ones, so that's okay. So the first thing I want to note is an inventory was added. Yeah, we have more than 9 blocks now to play around with. And if I do multiplication correctly, I believe this is 24 items we can play around with. And I did my math wrong. It is 32, because 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 16, which is equal to 32. So we have 32 items we can play around with. So why don't we actually place all the blocks right now? Which it looks like we have all of them right now, or a few of them. Actually, let's put that there. Oh, that's going to be fun. Here, I'll be back. Okay, we have placed all the blocks featured in this version. So as you see, a lot of things have been added. Actually, half the blocks right here are just wool, or is it? No, it's not actually called wool. It is called cloth in this version. And as you see, there are numerous different colors that don't exist in present versions, such as these nice shades of blue and green, and even this red and purplish shade that don't exist. Even the blue and red don't even, or red and orange, I can't get colors right today, look quite different from what they look like in present versions. And also, roses were added, which I'm glad I'm glad, because they actually got removed in future versions. The mushrooms look exactly the same as they do up to 1.14, and gold got added, which looks completely different to what it looks nowadays. But saplings and all this got added, and you already know all these blocks, because they have been explored. Apparently, also, humans have been fixed in this version, and as you see here, They sure have, and their heads are not glitchy anymore, so that's nice. And also, apparently, in this version in particular, the dirt and the cobble are swapped, because apparently dirt was here and cobble was there. But quite honestly, I don't know if that's true or not, because we don't have Classic 0.0.20a to test it on. So to finish off this version and to finish off this episode, I'm gonna build some sort of house structure because I'm only good at building houses to celebrate or to explore all the blocks featured in this version. So every single block, I'm gonna try to make use of it, and it'll take me quite a bit. So please be patient. Well, actually, you don't gotta be patient because I will cut the video, and you'll see the finished product. Okay, I have finally finished building. It literally took me quite a while, to be honest, but I'm somewhat proud of what I came up with. I used every single block to the best of my ability to get done in a relatively small but effective build of showing every build or block. So, as you see on the outside, we have made use of all the decorative blocks such as flowers, mushrooms, and bushes and shrubs. So we have all that. So if we walk up this little cobblestone pathway, you reach the entrance of the house. Before I enter, I also made a little gravel path adding to this little sand pit I made. So it's a little sand pit that's covered with wood, and that's nice. So like you could build sandcastles and stuff. And let's hide some gold down there actually that he found or whatever, or they found. And as we reach the cusp of the house, we got some little planter pots outside. Then we got a nice little rainbowish color floor, more like a blue fade that I failed horribly at. We got more plant holders here, a oak desk, a nice light blue couch that I could sit down in, and some very weird and awkward windows, but who cares? It's early Minecraft. And then we got a little gold counter here, and then we got a dryer here. We got 2 dryers. Definitely not a play of words I'm doing right there. But yeah, that practically finishes up everything that I could make use of in this version. And in the next episode, we will explore more, or we will finish up multiplayer test and hopefully make it to later classic versions or even survival test, which will be a very fun version of Minecraft to explore. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you guys.